dramatization of the Gettle Kidnapping Case, it is our great pleasure to present a man who played an important role in the peace army which tracked down and captured the Gettle kidnappers. Ladies and gentlemen of America, a message from Chief James E. Davis of the Los Angeles Police Department.
I have just returned from San Diego by special plane to be here tonight and to compliment law enforcement heads of this county upon the fine work accomplished in apprehending the Gettle kidnappers and sending them to San Quentin for life, all within 46 hours. Quick justice such as this will keep Southern California clean of kidnappers. As chief of police, it has been a source of great pride to me to see the marvelous cooperation between the various law enforcement agencies concerned in the capturing the criminals who kidnapped Mr. Gettle. Hand in hand, the police department, the sheriff's department, and the federal forces have labored without rest until Mr. Gettle has been returned to his family and the criminals locked in jail. Against such cooperation, no criminal on earth can survive. Together, they staged the biggest manhunt in the history of the Southwest, and together, they got their man. Now, may I introduce to you a man who has worked as hard to bring this case to a happy conclusion as any officer, Buren Fitz, District Attorney of Los Angeles. Mr. Fitz.
Thank you, Chief Davis. I can add little to what the chief has already said other than this. Every man worked on a 24-hour shift. Few of us had our clothes off or any sleep for a week, from a week tonight until Mr. Gettle was returned to his family 48 hours ago. Our happiness is a job well done and a reunion between the victim and his family. As law enforcement officers, we are particularly glad that Los Angeles County still has an unblemished record in kidnapping cases. This is the 7th case with the kidnappers either hanged or in San Quentin for life. Never in my 15 years as a prosecutor have I seen the federal government, the sheriff's office, the police department, and this office pull unitedly together as in this case. It was solved for that reason, and future cooperation of this type will continue to make Los Angeles a hot place for kidnappers.
Thank you, Mr. Fitz. And now, may the man whose case it was, Sheriff Gene Biscuiluz of Los Angeles County.
Thanks, Chief. That was a charming gesture. True, the Gettle case was a county case, but it is doubtful if success would have come as rapidly and as entirely without the skill, resourcefulness, and untiring efforts of the men under your command and those of federal forces and other police departments in cooperation with the sheriffs of Southern counties and California Highway Patrol and many others too numerous to mention.
Thank you, Sheriff Biscuiluz. And now, Federal Investigator Reed Vetterly, assigned to the case by the United States government.
The new law on kidnapping brought the United States Department of Justice into the Gettle case. The successful solution of this case was the result of perfect coordination on the part of all law enforcement agencies. With proper coordination, crime cannot flourish in any community, and it shall be the purpose of our department to continue such cooperation.
Thank you. And now, friends, you've heard the men who directed the hunt for Mr. Gettle and his captors. Later in the program, you will hear Mr. Gettle himself and his faithful friend, Attorney Ernest Noon. But first,
the true story of the Gettle kidnapping. It is just a week ago tonight. A warm midnight breeze caresses the lacy green leaves of the pepper trees and rattles the stiff fronds of a tall palm. The lazy song of a night bird drifts across the lovely garden of the Gettle Estate in Arcadia, a suburb of Los Angeles. The guests who have spent a pleasant evening at bridge have all retired, all but one, James P. Wolfe, who has joined his host for a cigarette in the recreation house behind the mansion.
Certainly is a lovely place you have here, Bill.
Yes, I've dreamed of building this house for years, and finally it's all completed, even to the swimming pool.
You're going to enjoy that if this hot weather keeps up.
I'll say I will. But it's the kids that'll get the most out of it.
Yes. Certainly have a paradise to play in here.
That's tremendously important, Jim, to give the kids a safe place to play. You know, ever since the Lindbergh kidnapping, I've been worried about those kids of mine.
Yes. That was a terrible thing.
That's the reason for the barbed wire on top of the concrete wall around the place. That's the reason for the electrically operated gate. I want this place to be safe for my kids.
Well, you've done a pretty good job, Bill.
Yes, I think I have. Well, it's getting late. Almost 12. Shall we go in?
Okay. Well, I'm pretty tired, too.
This way, Jim. It's shorter.
Pick 'em up, gentlemen.
Hey, what is it?
Keep quiet. Can't you see this gun? Now put your hands up. Over your heads. Walk over toward the wall. This ain't a heist, it's a snatch.
Listen, boys. My wife's back there in the house. She's sick. Come on back there with me. I've got a lot of money in the safe. I've got $100 or more in my pocketbook. Take it and get out, will you?
Listen, fella. Everything you got in the house ain't enough. I said this was a kidnapping.
Kidnapping?
Take off your necktie. Here, Roy. Tie this guy. I'll trip up Mr. Gettle. Right. There. That ought to hold you. Now, let's have that adhesive tape.
Here you are.
Well. There. No, Roy. Right across the mouth like this.
Oh, I get it.
There, that's better. All right, Mr. Gettle. Up the ladder here and over the wall.
And you, mister. Stay right where you are for an hour. Or else we'll come back and bump you off.
Come on, pal. Let's go.
Look out, he's slipping.
Oh, come on. Hurry up. Hurt, Mr. Gettle?
Oh, I think my leg's broken.
Here, let me see. Where's it hurt you?
There.
Oh, I'll rub it. It'll be all right in a minute. How's that?
I don't know.
Well, come on. We've got to get you out of here. Give me a hand with him, pal.
Okay.
There we are. All right, lean on my shoulder. We'll get you over to the car. There. All right, Roy, let's get going.
Los Angeles Police calling all cars, attention all cars, the sheriff's office. William F. Gettle had been kidnapped from his home in Arcadia by two men, described as Americans, 5 feet 9 or 10 inches, weighing about 160 pounds. The victim was attired in gray flannel trousers, a light tan shirt, tennis shoes. He wore gold-rimmed glasses. Go get 'em, boys. That's all. Rosenquist.
Extra. All about the millionaire kidnapping. All about the millionaire
I'm W.G. Lutzy. I was a guest at the Gettle home until 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon. When I left the grounds, I saw a young woman sitting in the car by the gate. And when she saw me, she drove away as fast as she could.
I'm Paul Service. I live across the way from Gettle's place. Last night at 9 o'clock, I heard a shot.
I'm Loretta Turnbull, the outboard motorboat champion. Yesterday, I too received a kidnap threat. I'm carrying a gun.
I'm S.E. Locke. Several times last week, I saw an automobile bearing an Illinois license plate pass the Gettle home.
I am a citizen of Arcadia. I heard a man screaming at midnight last night.
I'm a man on the street. I think the Gettle kidnapping is the work of the Dillinger gang.
I'm a housewife, and I believe the criminals who kidnapped Mr. Gettle are the same thieves that kidnapped that poor Robles baby over in Tucson.
I'm Ernest Noon, and I've been authorized by Mrs. Gettle to act as intermediary. I will deal with the kidnappers independently. Owing to the serious condition of Mrs. Gettle, who has been ill for a considerable time, I ask that the kidnappers do not unnecessarily delay reaching me. This is the only official statement from Mrs. Gettle. She has made no statement herself.
I'm Boron Fitz. I'm the district attorney of Los Angeles. I've ordered every man connected with my office to get on the job 24 hours a day.
With my office as the clearinghouse for information, I'm asking every citizen who might observe a suspicious movement to call it to our attention. We believe that we're in a position to conduct a search for the kidnappers, which will be as widespread and ultimately as successful as the search for that other notorious kidnapper, Eddie Hickman. Such are the rumors, statements, garbled welter of evidence, and clear-cut expression of legal policy which developed in the first 12 hours after the abduction of Mr. Gettle. Then, as Reed Betterley, federal agent, arrives from San Francisco, as Chief Davis offers the complete facilities of the Los Angeles Police Department, Sheriff Gene Biscaluse of Los Angeles County summons police chiefs from more than 40 Southern California cities to his office for a council of war.
Boys, Gettle's safety is our paramount consideration. We are running down obvious clues and checking suspicious characters, of course, but we are making no attempt to interfere with ransom negotiations. You've heard Mr. Noon's request. Though we have promised not to interfere with the ransom negotiations, we can intensify our activities on all stakeouts and investigations now being conducted. In other words, gentlemen, until we deliver Gettle back to his family, no one is above suspicion.
On Friday morning, a ransom note arrives at the E.F. Hutton Company in Beverly Hills addressed to Bill Drews, a friend of Gettle. At 6 o'clock that evening, a second ransom note is delivered to Noon, demanding a $60,000 ransom and instructing Noon to be in readiness to deliver the money in a Ford coupe with the right door removed and the turtleback taken out. During the day, erroneous reports spread throughout Los Angeles that the kidnappers are demanding $75,000, and 3 telephone calls purported to be from the kidnappers are placed into Noon's office during the day. None of these convinces Noon that he's in touch with the actual kidnappers. Then, Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock, Noon receives a telephone call which proves, through code arranged in the ransom letter, to be a genuine telephone contact with the kidnappers. In this note, Mr. Noon is instructed to stand by for further instructions. He hurries over to the Gettle townhouse in Beverly Hills with the news. In the sun-filled garden of the Gettle mansion, the 4 children of the kidnapped millionaire, Billy and Betty, the twins, aged 8, Bobby 6, and Jimmy 4, are playing, all unmindful of the horrible plight of their father. In the darkened room on the first floor, Mrs. Gettle receives Mr. Noon.
Oh, Mr. Noon. Is there any news?
Yes, Mrs. Gettle. I just received a call from a man who calls himself Percy. And that's the way the ransom note I got last night said the message would be delivered.
Oh, what did he say?
Well, he said to hold myself in readiness for further instructions.
Oh, Mr. Noon. Oh, do you think he's all right?
I have every confidence that he'll be back soon.
Oh, I hope so.
Oh, I'm sure he will. But, Mrs. Gettle, you have no right being up. You should be in bed.
Oh, no, I'm all right. Oh, if only those terrible people would stay away.
Who? The sightseers?
Yes.
Well, there's little you can do about them.
They have no feeling. All day long, autos have driven past the house. All day long, those crowds on the lawn.
Yes, and there are quite a few police here today.
Yes, but they've been so good. They've not interfered with our attempts.
Well, I'm glad to know that.
Oh, how thoughtless of me. Those poor officers out there in the sun. Hilda.
Yes, Mrs. Gettle.
Hilda, take some lemonade to the officers out in the patio, please.
Yes, Mrs. Gettle, right away. Mama, I want my daddy. Where's Daddy?
Now, Billy, run out and play with your little brothers and sisters.
Where's Daddy, Mama?
Your daddy's gone away for a few days on business.
When will he be back, Mama?
Why, he should be back. Any day now.
Later in the day, Noon receives a call in his office.
I'm not satisfied with the signature.
Well, what do you want me to do about that?
Now, look here, if you're really on the level, and you are holding Bill Gettle, ask him these questions. First, what did I play with on my one and only trip to the ranch? And second, who was in the automobile on that trip?
Okay, I'll call you back.
Mr. Noon did not expect to hear from the kidnappers until the following day, but at 2 a.m. Sunday morning... Hello.
This is Percy. The answer to the first question is Green Parrot. The answer to the second question is Lucy Richards, Gettle, yourself, and another man were in that car.
All right. I'm convinced you're the man to deal with.
Okay, I'll call you tomorrow afternoon at your office.
Mr. Noon confers with the Bank of America through Mr. Charles E. Carrillo, and the bank agrees to forward the money for the ransom. 2 employees are kept on duty all day Sunday to provide the money. Early Sunday afternoon, the intermediary receives another telephone call.
Noon speaking.
Have you received the letter?
Yes?
Have you got the money?
Yes, I can get it when necessary.
You have $50,000?
Yes?
Have you got it with you?
No, but I can get it whenever you want it.
Well, I'll call you at 8 o'clock and tell you what to do.
Mr. Noon remains steadfastly at his post during the hot Sunday afternoon. Late in the day, Chief Detective Joe Taylor calls on him.
Good afternoon, Mr. Noon.
Good afternoon, Chief.
Well, what do you know? Anything new?
No, nothing much.
Listen, Mr. Noon, don't you think it's about time to let this truce go and start after these birds?
No, not yet.
But why not? Nothing's happened. Why, Chief Davis and Sheriff Biscuits have got an organization worked out that'll sweep Southern California like a swarm of locusts. They couldn't escape our dragnet.
Yes, and Bill Gettle would never get out of it alive.
How do you know he is still alive?
Well, I feel sure he is.
Come on, Mr. Noon. Something's happened. What is it?
Well, I may as well tell you, Chief. I'm waiting for definite orders from the kidnappers. They've agreed to $60,000, and they're to call me at 8 o'clock.
They have?
Yes. Pardon me a moment.
Certainly.
Hello?
Here are the instructions, Noon.
Yes?
Get a Ford coupe.
Yeah? Well, you told me about that in your letter.
Yeah, I know I did, but I want you to get it right. It's the right-hand door. Get the money, and when we call you tonight, come alone.
Very well.
Something hot?
Yes. I'm to get the money and follow instructions when they phone me.
When'll that be?
8 o'clock, they said.
Listen, Mr. Noon, do you know what those monkeys are liable to do?
No, what?
Well, they're liable to give you a rush call to some place way out in the valley, and you'll be hijacked at that door before you get there, if they don't bump you off in the bargain.
Well, I'm not afraid of that as long as I get Bill back.
Yes, but that sort of stuff wouldn't get him back anyway, and you'd lose the dough and maybe your life, and he'd still be where he is now.
Oh, what do you propose?
Let me put one of my men in the car.
Well, what would I tell the kidnappers?
Tell them anything. Tell them that they wouldn't let you have the money yourself and that you have to send someone from the bank.
Well, I'll think it over.
Acting in the hope that Mr. Noon will see the rhythm of his plan, Chief Taylor dispatches 50 police radio cars with 2 men to each throughout the various substations in the city. Then he selects Blaney Matthews of the district attorney's squad to drive the ransom car. All plans laid, each district captain provided with his instructions. Each radio car carrying a map of the sections is expected to patrol. Chief Taylor returns to Mr. Noon's office Sunday evening. 8 o'clock comes and goes. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock pass by. And then, at 11:30...
Hello?
Hello, Noon. This is Percy.
Yes?
Where is it?
In the car, but I can't bring it.
Why not?
Well, they won't let me handle it. I've got to send someone from the bank.
Well, get this, Noon. I don't give a damn who brings the money. Send it covered, all right? If there's anything you want of it, get that dough to us.
All right.
Now get this. Tell your man to come over Coenga Pass to Laurel Canyon. Halfway up the canyon, you'll find a stake with a handkerchief. At the foot of the stake, you'll find a letter with instructions.
Very well.
Get that dough to us and get it to us right away.
Blaney Matthews drives the ransom car, followed at a quarter mile by a police car. Weaving through the swift traffic of Coenga Pass, he finally reaches the canyon and turns into the blackness of the country road. The soft hills looming above him. Driving carefully, he watches for the stake, sees it, stops the car, finds the letter, reads it, drops it on the road, and drives on. The tail car swiftly approaches the spot where Matthews had dropped the note.
How's the note? Pick it up, Fred.
I got it. Let's get out of here fast.
Okay. got to say?
Turn your dash light on. Yeah, thanks. It says, go down Crenshaw Boulevard to Florence. Go east to Alameda. And south on Alameda to Firestone. Drive slow. Not over 20 miles an hour all the time. At Firestone, you will find another handkerchief with a letter.
That means we got to get to the nearest phone and send that dope into headquarters. The setting for a thrilling detective story is laid. Cryptic messages in the dead of night. Instructions carried out to the letter. The story runs on in perfect form as Chief Davis, allowing Matthews time to get into the hot area, dispatches his 50 police cars to blockade every cross street and boulevard in the region of Firestone and Alameda. The tactics work perfectly, but the kidnappers do not appear to claim the ransom. Discouraged, the strategists of the peace force are required to develop a new line of attack, but at this point the story takes an unexpected turn. For several weeks, Chief Taylor has had a dictaphone planted in the apartment of a gang of suspected bank robbers. From the adjoining apartment, Detective Lieutenants H.P. Gerhardt and W.C. Burris, after their patient vigil, at last hear a snatch of significant conversation.
I bet you're scared about that phone call.
Oh, nuts. I can't trace a call from a payphone.
Well, from the newspapers, it looks like the police are laying off.
I don't think so. But it ain't the phone call that worries me. I just got a hunch this place is getting hot. We'd better scrap.
Get that, Bill. We'd better knock them over.
Yeah, I'd like to get all this mob, but if they're going to highball on us, we better take what we can get. Come on. The man and the two women in the apartment are arrested and brought into Chief Taylor, who recognizes the man at once as Jimmy Kirk, once a power in the alcohol racket. A search of the man's person reveals nothing of interest with the exception of a card on the back of which is scrawled a license number and an address. Chief Taylor, fingering this card, faces Kirk across the desk in his office.
3S9267, 723 Linden Avenue. Do you know whose address and license number this is, Jimmy?
Yeah, Gettle.
How come you to have it?
Oh, I just read in the papers about the kidnapping, so I drove by the house in Beverly Hills. I saw the car out there, so I just jotted them down.
Why?
Oh, no particular reason.
You're in a pretty hot spot, Jimmy.
Well, what do you mean?
Did you ever hear of anyone called Percy?
No. Why?
How many times have you used a dial phone since Sunday night?
What do you mean?
You know what I mean? You phoned Sunday afternoon from the 8200 block on Santa Monica Boulevard.
What would I be doing there?
You were in there over an hour drinking beer. You called Mr. Moon from there. I don't have to go into detail with you, Jimmy. You were in on this kidnapping deal from the start. Why, in 10 minutes, I'll get 10 identifications on you. We've got you, Jimmy. Harry Seeger. This is your man, Harry. He's the fellow who did this telephoning. Now, look here, Harry. I got to go over to Gene Biscalou's office, and I want you to stick with him until you find out where Gettle is.
Okay.
You might as well come clean, Jimmy. You'll save us all a lot of trouble. So long.
Hey, look here, Seeger. I don't know what this is all about. Not much, I don't. Let's get those license number and address on this card. What's this?
What?
What's this card? W.M. Zinner, real estate, Locker Center.
I don't know nothing about it.
Oh, yeah? Hello, Dawson. Get me W.M. Zimmer, Locker Center. He's a real estate dealer. Hurry up. So you don't know anything about it, eh, Kirk? Come on now, where'd you get this car?
I don't know, I tell you. I just found it in my pocket. I don't know where it came from.
Who else is in this kidnapping racket with you,
Listen,
Kirk?
I ain't in any kidnapping deal.
Oh, come on, Kirk. Now listen here. Hello. Mr. Zimmer? Captain Siegel, Los Angeles Police. Yeah? You know a fellow named might be Kirk? Yeah. Oh, he's short, heavy set, red neck. Now, let's see. Puppy Chief. Yeah? That's fine. Thank you very much. Well, Kirk, Mr. Zimmer says he rented a house for you at 4246 Rosemont Avenue, Locker Center, just a few days ago. We're going to look into that.
Captain Sigurd turns over his momentous information to Sheriff Biscalou. And within 30 seconds, a police car bearing Deputy Sheriff Harry Brewster and Jack Stoutard, investigator for the district attorney's office, has careened out of the driveway by the Hall of Justice, and siren screaming tears through the traffic of downtown Los Angeles, out through quiet Glendale, through the flood-ravaged town of Montrose, up into the foothills of Sierra Madres, up to La Crescenta, to the address on Rosemont Avenue. The two men leap out of the car and rush up the front steps of the house.
Get around the back, Jim.
Yes, sir.
Come on, Brewster. Let's push it in.
Oh, come on, let's go.
Hey, there goes the guy through the window.
Get him, Tim.
I got him, sir. But another one got away.
Where?
Off of that way. might get too big a head start to run after him, but we'll pick him up soon enough.
Oh, let's find Mr. Gettle.
Hey!
Let's find Mr. Gettle.
Hey! Hey there!
Hey, he's in here. He's in here. He's in here. He's in here.
Well, Mr. Gettle, you don't know how glad we are to see you.
Boys, you don't know how glad I am to see you.
I'll bet. Here, wait till I cut these ropes loose here. Here, wait till I cut these ropes loose here. Here, wait till I cut these ropes loose here. There.
Well, we got two of your kidnapping friends, sir, and it won't be long until we get the third.
Good. And now can we go? Can I go back to my family? My family? To my family? My family?
Los Angeles Police calling all cars. Attention all cars. Attention all cars. Attention all cars, the sheriff's office. Pick up Larry Kerrigan, wanted for Gettle kidnapping. Described as 28 or 30 years of age. 5 feet 9 inches tall. Has reddish hair. Sallow complexion. Slender. Bring him in. That's all. That's all. Rosenquist. That's all. Rosenquist. That's all. Rosenquist. All Rosenquist. Rosenquist.
Detective Bureau, Captain Stenslin talking.
You know Larry Kerrigan, don't you?
Do I? I'll say I do. Where is he?
Over here on North Broadway. The corner.
Kerrigan is quickly apprehended and arrested, and quickly he confesses. Williams, too, confesses, and both men implicate Kirk. The alleged brains of the kidnapping mob is brought into Sheriff Biscalou's office and made to listen to his colleagues' confessions before a room full of police officers.
Well, Kirk, you've heard the statements of these men. Have you anything to say?
Sure, it's just a lot of lies. I don't know why they're trying to bring me into it.
Is there anything to add to these statements?
Yeah. Will somebody take these cuffs off of me and let me take care of those two dirty school pigeons?
Is there anything you want to add to their statements, Kirk? Add to their statements, Kirk.
Oh, nuts. What's the use? It's all true. Everything they said's true.
Just 24 hours ago, the grand jury returned an indictment accusing Kirk, Williams, and Kerrigan of kidnapping Mr. Gettle. 14 minutes later, the three men stand before Judge Fricky. He reads the indictment to them and then pronounces judgment.
Roy Williams, Jimmy Fred Kirk, Larry Kerrigan. It is the judgment of this court that you be confined in San Quentin prison for the rest of your natural life.
And at this moment, the three kidnappers are speeding north to prison. The greatest manhunt in the history of California is at a successful end. And California's reputation is still spotless. For never has a kidnapper in California successfully escaped the penitentiary. And now, friends, before we leave you tonight, I want to introduce to you Mr. Ernest Noon, faithful friend of Mr. Gettle, a man whose head never touched the pillow from last Wednesday until last night when he knew that Bill Gettle, his friend, was safe. Mr. Noon.
If it were not for you, Chief Davis, you, Bjorn Fitz, and you, Gene Biscalou, and the rest of you, including the Department of Justice agents, I doubt Bill Gettle and myself would be alive today. I say this because Kirk has admitted that he thoroughly intended to kill the man who drove the money car. Sometimes I wonder if the people who perpetrate such crimes realize the misery they cause. Sometimes I wonder if you out there who hear my voice realize it after you read the sob stories about such vicious criminals. There is only one sort of payment, but then I am not the law. I am only a lawyer. But I am sure you want to hear from Bill Gettle himself.
hear from Bill Gettle himself, who, thanks to God and the splendid cooperation which I have had from organized law enforcement agencies, including our own Beverly Hills Police Chief Charlie Blair, who placed his entire force at my disposal, has once more been returned to us, none the worse for his experience. Thank you all.
You'll have to pardon me, as I'm still a little weak and rather not talk about the last few days. I've only come down here tonight because I want to publicly thank everyone who helped the greater part of my life the opportunity to return to my family. I also hope this purpose will give others the same admiration for the forces of the law I have gained in this rather awful affair. It's in a little like a dream that I have this broadcasting studio tonight to go home again and thank you.
And thank you, Mr. Gettle, Chief Davis, District Attorney Fitz, Sheriff Driscoll, and all you other kind people who have given of your time to make this momentous broadcast possible. The Rio Grande Oil Company sincerely hopes that we shall never again be able to broadcast such a program, because to get such a story would mean that some other fine citizen would have to suffer as did Mr. Gettle.
Los Angeles Police calling all cars, attention all cars, cancellation broadcast 25 regarding a kidnapping. Suspects in this case are now in custody. That's all. Rosenquist.
This special episode of Calling All Cars was written and produced by William N. Robeson, who worked unceasingly for 36 hours to make tonight's timely broadcast possible. This is Frederick Lindsley saying good night for the Rio Grande Oil Company.
Los Angeles Police calling all cars, attention all cars, broadcast 25. A shooting on Echo Park Avenue. That's all. Rosenquist.
Ladies and gentlemen, many of you have written us asking if Calling All Cars is to go off the air during the summer months, as is the custom with many radio programs. The answer is no. The Rio Grande Oil Company feels that its many friends will remain loyal to Calling All Cars and Rio Grande cracked gasoline when the weather is warm and the days are long, just as they did during the winter months. You may be assured that Calling All Cars is to remain with you indefinitely. And now we're going to listen in on the thoughts of several users of Rio Grande cracked gasoline with tetraethyl. We are going to try to find out just what each one thinks about crack. The first one is the owner of a fleet of trucks.
The rough, hard work that I must demand from my trucks requires a gasoline of real performance. The job Rio Grande Cracked has done for heavy fire trucks sold me. Now I use Cracked exclusively.
Now we hear from a housewife.
I read advertisements and listen to radio announcements. However, technical terms confuse me. I started using Rio Grande Cracked because it's used by police cars.
Here's a businessman. When I offer my customers merchandise, I must be satisfied myself that what I say about them is fact. Rio Grande's policy is stating only proved facts. When crack can do a big job in police cars, I know it can do a job for me.
All these users of Rio Grande cracked gasoline with tetraethyl have started because of this fact. More police cars, fire engines, ambulances, motorcycles, and other emergency equipment operated by cities and counties in Southern California and Arizona are powered with Rio Grande cracked gasoline than all other brands combined. And now we present Chief James E. Davis of the Los Angeles Police Department, through whose cooperation these authentic police dramas are brought to you. Chief Davis.
The entire civilized world, and more particularly thoughtful citizens of Los Angeles, who appreciate that they live under the protection of an efficient peacetime army, are today, in many ways, honoring the policemen who uncovered the gang, who brought about the Gettle Kidnapping, and brought its members to swift justice. Although their work was highly commendable, not a day passes when men doing the routine duties of police officers accomplish equally as commendable work in connection with the solution of crime and the arrest and conviction of its perpetrators. Tonight, I bring to you an extremely interesting case, the dramatization of which will picture to you how the everyday routine of police work, the extraordinary training of men who toil unsung in the Identification Bureau of the Police Department, which makes possible the efficiency of this great branch of government. I am particularly happy to present this story to you, and in doing so compliment the work of Captain Howard Barlow, who has built up the Fingerprint and Identification Bureau of the Los Angeles Police Department to a position second to none of any similar department in the world. Under Captain Barlow's direction, your police department maintains a highly scientific organization of men and women who are able to solve crimes quickly. This division, although given little publicity and public recognition, is responsible for a large percentage of cases solved by the police department and the discovery of legal evidence necessary to convict criminals who, in the absence of proof of guilt, might escape punishment. Professor Lindsley will now go on with the story.
On the evening of April 9th, 1927, Melvin Hatch dropped around the Lonesome Dance Club, which is owned and managed by his parents. It has been Melvin's custom to call for his father, who is an invalid, early in the evening, take him home, and then return for his mother.
Hello, Mother.
Hello, son.
Oh, hello, Dad. How are you feeling this evening?
Not bad, Melvin. A little better than yesterday.
Well, that's fine. It's a nice crowd tonight, Mother.
Yes, we've had a good night so far, taking in over $200.
Gee, that's great. You'll make $1 million out of this place yet.
Oh, hardly that.
Well, maybe not. But it is a good idea, having a place like this where lonely people can get together and have a good time.
Well, your father and I can appreciate what it means. We were lonely enough out here while you were away at war, Melvin.
Well, you needn't worry about that any longer, Mother, because I'm never going away from you again.
Oh, I hope not, son.
You look pretty tired, Dan. You ready for me to take you home?
Yes, son, I guess so.
Now run along, Papa, and don't wait up for me.
Melvin drives his father home and returns to the dance hall. A few moments after he has entered the house, Dr. Hatch hears the doorbell ring. Mrs. Hatch home?
Why, no, but I'm expecting her.
Shut up, you old fool, and get inside there. And keep quiet.
Well, what are you going to do?
Nothing to you if you keep your mouth shut. Now get in that closet.
Listen, I'm a sick man.
All right, now don't cry about it. Lie down on that couch a minute. I want to see what you got on you.
Oh, no, please.
A wallet. 10, 20, 30, $40 in it. Not bad. All right. You can get up now.
Please go away. You have all my money. Won't you go now?
I should say not. Your wife is coming home with several hundred more, and I'm going to get that, too.
Oh, she won't have any money on her. She's just been visiting a friend.
Now, don't give me that. I know she's down at the dance tonight, and I know that she'll bring home the gate receipt. She always does.
How do you know that?
You don't suppose I go into this without figuring out every angle, do you? The best thing you can do is to keep quiet. You just sit there by the fire as though nothing happened. Go on. Sit down. I'm going to turn this light out, and I'm going to wait in that closet until she comes home. And don't you try any funny business, because I got this gat lined up on you every minute.
Well, there's the last dance, Mother. We better get ready to go home.
Yes, Melvin, as soon as I finish counting the last of this money. Well, Mr. Freeman, I guess we can close up in a moment.
Looks that way. What are you putting that money into the shopping bag for?
I'm going to take it home.
I wish I could discourage you from doing that, Mrs. Hatch. You know it's dangerous. Why don't you leave it here in the safe?
Why, that's ridiculous.
Well, it isn't safe to have that much money around the house.
I'll take it to the bank first thing in the morning.
But that's 9 hours away.
Oh, what could happen? Don't you follow me home every night?
Yes, but just the same, I feel uneasy about it. Some nights you're going to be held up.
Oh, fiddlesticks.
Arriving at the Hatch home at midnight, Melvin locked the garage. And proceeding to his own home, he walks to the porch with his mother.
Don't bother coming in with me, son. I can handle these packages.
Oh, it's no trouble, Mother?
No, you're tired. Now run along.
All right, Mother. Good night.
Good night. Well, I declare the key is not under the mat. Papa, let me in. It's me, Papa. Let me in.
There's a robber here now. He has his gun trained on you.
Hand me the bag.
What's the matter, Robert?
There's a stay back. There's a gun.
Don't go in the house, Robert.
Don't step. Oh!
Why, you...
Lie down there.
Oh, my son. My son.
Within 3 minutes, Officers Hamilton and Tucker are on the scene. And a half minute later, the police ambulance arrives and removes Melvin to the hospital in a very serious condition. Police Sergeant Fredrickson of the Fingerprint Bureau is the next official to appear.
Very little hope to go on, Sergeant. The suspect is described as about 5 feet 10 inches tall, weight 160 pounds, age about 25.
Yeah, there's thousands like that in any large city.
Yeah, that's right. And he was masked, so there's no facial description.
That's right, Doctor. Dr. Hetz,
Yes?
would you mind pointing out to me the various articles the suspect touched while he was in here?
Why, yes. Let's see. He had hold of the doorknob.
That doorknob, eh? Let me see. No, there's nothing there.
I don't think he touched anything else. He seemed to be careful not to. Oh, yes. He hid in the closet. He must have touched the knob on that door, too.
Which closet is that?
That one. Over there by the fireplace.
Well, we'll take a look at it. No, nothing on the knob.
Looks pretty hopeless.
Oh, wait a minute.
Here's a smudge on the edge of the door. I'll just dust that.
Bring out the marks, huh?
Mm-hmm. This is what you call a latent fingerprint. When you put this powder on it, you can make it out. See?
Yeah. Say, that's pretty swell. You know, fingerprinting always interested me.
You ought to come around the bureau sometime. Lieutenant Barlow, our boss, is one of the smartest fingerprint men in the country.
Is that a fact?
Yes, sir. Now, Tucker, if you'll hold this door steady, I'll just photograph this baby. There. Perfect print.
Yeah, but look, Sergeant. That's only the print of one finger.
That's right. The index finger.
That isn't any good for identification, is it?
Well, it wouldn't be in most places, but Barlow will know what to do with it. He has a whole file of single fingerprints.
Yeah?
Sure. There are only 3 others like it in the world. One at Wichita, Kansas, one at Berkeley, California, and the other in Scotland Yard.
Well, I'll be darned. This is some outfit we belong to, isn't it?
The next morning, Melvin Hatch dies. His assailant is now a murderer. Lieutenant Barlow classifies the single fingerprint found at the scene of the crime as W3C4. The letter W meaning a whorl. The number 3 indicating a core formation with a circular spiral to the right. The C standing for an inclination sloping to the left. And the 4 indicating the count between the core and the nearest delta. This lone fingerprint is filed with the prints of wanted men, as it does not correspond to any of the other thousands of prints on file at police headquarters. Meanwhile, other means are being used to identify the murderer. Every suspicious character remotely resembling the description of the wanted man is rounded up and brought into headquarters. Lieutenant Barlow and Detective Sanderson then interview Mrs. Hatch.
I regret very much, Mrs. Hatch, that we have to ask you to come down here at this time.
Oh, it's quite all right, Lieutenant. I'll do anything to find the man who killed my boy. Anything.
Well, Mrs. Hatch, we've rounded up some suspects, all answering the general description given by you and your husband. I wish you'd brought him with you.
I couldn't today, sir. He's all broken up. This terrible thing is almost too much for him.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, ma'am.
You say you have some suspicious characters here?
Yes, but we don't see how you can tell much about them. After all, the man who shot your son was masked. How could you identify Robert if you did see him?
I'd know him anywhere.
How?
By his voice.
By his voice?
Certainly.
But, Mrs. Hatch, that sort of identification is too flimsy.
Why, no jury in the world would convict a man on that score.
I can qualify as an expert on voices, gentlemen. I used to teach voice culture in the public schools in Wisconsin. I know I'll never forget the voice of that man. He said only 2 sentences, hand me the bag and lie down there. But the tone of his voice is indelibly engraved in my mind. I'll never, never forget it.
Well, I don't know, Mrs. Hatch. It's one of the strangest means of identification I've ever heard of. But maybe it's worth something. What kind of a voice would you say he had?
Well, it was a finely modulated, cultivated voice. He was an educated man. I recall the last words he spoke to my son. He told him to lie down, not lay down, as an ignorant person would have done.
Maybe there is something to it, Lieutenant.
Yes, it's worth a try.
Lieutenant Barlow and Detective Sanderson lead the distraught mother into the show-up room. The suspected men are led out behind the screen, their faces lit up by blinding lights, so that they cannot see the people beyond the screen. Lieutenant Barlow addresses them.
Now, I want you men to repeat these words. Hand me the bag and lie down there. Start with the man on the left. Hand me the bag. Lie down there. Next.
Hand me the bag. Lay down there.
Next man.
Hand me the bag. Lie down there.
Let me hear him say it again.
Repeat that, will you?
Hand me the bag. Lie down there.
No. That isn't the boy. Go on, Lieutenant.
All right, the last man.
And leave your bag. Lie down there.
Okay, that's all. Take him back, Sergeant. Well, Mrs. Hatch?
No, none of these men was the man who killed my son.
Time after time, Mrs. Hatch goes through the ordeal of the shadow box. But never does she hear the voice for which she has listened. The weeks drag into months. Then Mile Away Thomas, notorious racketeer, is shot in a fight with the police. Dr. and Mrs. Hatch consent to view the corpse in the hope of making a definite identification. Lieutenant Barlow escorts them into a gray, bare room in the morgue. An attendant pulls the sheet away, revealing the features of the corpse.
Oh. I think he is too large to be the man we're looking for.
It might be he. Oh, if only I could have heard him speak. Then I'd be sure.
Many officers in the police department are of the opinion that the murder of Melvin Hatch was another of Mile Away Thomas's crimes, and so considered the case closed. But to Lieutenant Barlow, who constantly pores over his precious fingerprint file, no case is closed until he gets a positive identification. And the fingerprints of Mile Away Thomas do not match the single print that he received from the door of the Hatch home. Shortly afterwards, Dr. Hatch, grief-stricken by the death of his son and weakened by his long illness, dies. The possibilities of identification are thereby lessened to Mrs. Hatch's recognition of a voice, uttering 7 short words, and to Lieutenant Barlow's matching a single fingerprint. 3 years pass. And then another crime is shrieked across the front pages of Los Angeles newspapers. It is June 25th, 1930.
Here comes that messenger now. Where did he come from? Well, he's just turning the corner of First Street. Now, take it easy. See that open place there beyond the truck? Sure. Well, gauge your speed so that you'll pull him there just as he's walking past.
All right, I got it.
Okay, swing in. Give me that bag.
Hey, what's this?
See this yet? Give it to me or else. Give it to me. Okay, Pete, drive like hell.
All right. Hey, police! Police! Hey!
That was a neat job, Pete. Let's get down to Wilmington as soon as we can.
Sure, if this you can, I'll hold it together. I wish you get a car with a bit of brakes and a little bit of a pep when you steal them.
Well, I couldn't help it. I think the only one I could get away with.
Sure, but somebody's going to get us into big trouble.
We'll fix this one as soon as we get back.
Well, I sure hope so. I don't like them about it.
There's a truck coming out of that alley.
Look out, Martinez! Stop it!
Are you all right, Pete?
I don't know. I just...
Well, I'm taking it on the lam. I got to get that Joe out of here before the cops come. I'll see you back at the joint.
All right, Press. You scram. I'm talking to this guy. Hey, what's the big idea running to me like that, huh?
My brake's the bad.
Oh, yeah? Well, where's your friend going?
Well, he's going to call it the insurance company.
Yeah? I guess I better tell that to this officer here.
What's the trouble, boys?
This stiff comes wobbling along in this old crate and runs into me when I'm coming out of the alley here. And then his friend scrammed to call the insurance company. Huh. Sounds fishy to me.
Where do you live, buddy?
Who, me?
Yes.
What difference does that make? My insurance company should take care of all of that.
You'll have to give me your name for my report.
Sir, listen to me, will you? If you're going to give me a ticket, give him it to me. I'll pay off.
Yeah? What's your hurry to get away?
I've got an important appointment.
Well, let me look at your license plate.
Go ahead, Pod. I'll see this monkey don't get away. I ought to smack you down.
Shut your mouth.
Hey, one more crack out of you and I'll let you have it.
Who's this car belong to?
This the car she's belonging to me.
Yeah? Sure about that?
Sure, I'm sure.
Well, there's something funny about it. This is reported as a stolen car. I'll have to take you in until we can clear this thing up.
Yeah. I knew there was something fishy about this guy, son.
Although Solano steadfastly refuses to talk, police discover several addresses on his person. Running these down, bring them at last to a house in Wilmington.
What do you want?
We're looking for Pete Solano. He lives here, doesn't he?
Well, he did, but he's out of town.
What do you mean, out of town?
Well, he hasn't been here for a week.
Well, how about the guy that lives with him? Is he here?
Well, I really don't know.
Let's not beat around the bushes, sir. We're police officers. See this buzzer?
Well, what of it?
Just this. You're going to show us up to Solano's room.
But I don't know if he's in. I don't know if he should.
Oh, yes, you should. You wouldn't want to get in a jam obstructing the law, would you?
Well, no.
Okay, lead the way.
Well, come on. Say, be careful of Mr. Eberly if he's in. He's, a sort of a dangerous character. This is as far as I'll go. He's in the second door to the left.
Okay, lady, thanks. You better unlimber your gad, Jack. You may need it. Right. Try the door first. If it's unlocked, fire's right in. Okay, let's go. Hey, what is this? Pick him up, Eberly. We're police officers. Up, he said. Keep your hands away from that fellow. Better take that gun away from him, Jack. Okay. Hey, what's the rap? Robbery.
Eberly is brought in, fingerprinted, indicted, and speedily sentenced to prison on 4 counts of robbery. As he waits in county jail to be transported to San Quentin, Lieutenant Barlow is in his office making one of his customary checks on the fingerprint files against the prints found at the scene of the unsolved crime.
Well, what are you up to this afternoon?
Oh, just making a check back on the old unsolved crimes.
A lot of work, isn't it?
It sure is when you have 230,000 sets of prints on file.
That many?
Yeah, but it isn't as bad as it sounds. Because the code classifications cut down the number of sets you have to go through to check any particular print thing. It's a lot of fun. You never know what you might find. Now, take this print here, W3C4. Does that mean anything to you?
Not a thing.
Remember Mrs. Hatch?
Oh, yeah, the little old lady whose son was killed, and she said she could identify the murderer by the sound of his voice.
Yeah, that's the one. Well, W3C4 is the code of the single fingerprint we found at the scene of the crime.
They never found anything on that, did they?
But every now and then I check over the files just in case. Let's look it up now.
Sure.
Now, let's see. Here's the W file. Now, we'll see how many W3s there are. Quite a few. See? Then we'll eliminate everything but the W3Cs. Only 3 of them. Well, I'll be doggone.
What is it?
Why, here's the same print, W3C4.
Yeah? Who is it?
Let's see. Percy Eberly, convicted on 4 counts of robbery. Look at the comparison of these prints. Identical. I can see 20 points of similarity.
And you don't need more than 7 to convict, do you?
No, sir. Sanderson, we've run down another unsolved crime.
Eberly is surprised to be summoned from the cell in which he is awaiting his trip to prison as a bank robber and taken to detective headquarters to face Barlow and Sanderson.
Eberly, where were you on the night of April 9, 1927? Huh?
How the devil should I know? That was over 3 years ago.
Well, perhaps I can refresh your memory. On the night of April the 9th, 1927, you shot Melvin Hatch.
What the hell are you talking about?
I have definite proof that you're the murderer of Melvin Hatch.
Hey, this heat must be getting you, Lieutenant. I don't know anyone by the name of Hatch.
You're positive of that, Eberly?
Sure I am.
You didn't kill Melvin Hatch?
No, of course I didn't.
Very well. In that case, you wouldn't mind appearing in the shadow box so we can clear up the similarity, eh?
No, I'll go into the show-up.
Good. When we want you, we'll call you.
Mrs. Hatch is hastily summoned to police headquarters and arrives breathlessly eager to find what news the officers have. They explain that they have a possible suspect whose voice they would like her to hear. Once more, as she had been so many times before, she is led into the darkened show-up room.
I hate to ask you down here, Mrs. Hatch. You may be on the wrong track again.
Quite all right, Lieutenant. I'd come down 1,000 times so long as we get the man who killed my son.
You're a brave woman to go through this ordeal time and again, Mrs. Hatch.
Well, it's nothing. I live for the day when I'll see justice done.
Are you ready to see the men?
Yes, I'm quite ready.
Bring in the prisoner, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
does look like him, Mrs. Hatch.
I can't be sure. Ask him to say those words.
Beverly, I want you to repeat these sentences. Hand me the bag and lie down there.
Hand me the bag. Lie down there.
That's he. I'd know that voice anywhere. It is the man who murdered my boy.
Equipped with the evidence of identical fingerprints and Mrs. Hatch's positive identification of the voice, Deputy District Attorney Joseph Choate entered the courtroom on December 3rd for a long, drawn-out court battle in which the defense tried to break down the value of fingerprints as positive identification. The hammering attempts to discredit Captain Barlow's justly earned reputation as a leading authority on fingerprints failed, although the jury could not come to an agreement, and the case had to be retried. Finally, a second jury, after 24 hours deliberation, found Percy Eberly guilty with a recommendation of life imprisonment. And accordingly, on February 27, 1931, Eberly was sentenced to life imprisonment in San Quentin on a charge of murder and to from 5 years to life on charges of robbery.
Thank you, Chief Davis. Ladies and gentlemen, every year police cars, fire engines, ambulances, motorcycles, and other emergency equipment travel millions of miles in their daily jobs of protecting the lives and property of citizens living in Southern California and Arizona. These millions of miles are run with Rio Grande cracked gasoline. No motorist will ever require from his car the results demanded by police and fire departments. Results delivered by Rio Grande cracked with tetraethyl. But why not get this extra performance? Rio Grande cracked with tetraethyl costs you no more. And when you try Rio Grande cracked, why not try its famous companion product, Sinclair Pennsylvania and Sinclair Opaline motor oil? These famous oils give longer life because they are extra refined. Also, you are positively guaranteed against substitution because both are sold only in extra measure tamper-proof cans. With all their advantages, it is surprising that Sinclair Pennsylvania and Sinclair Opaline cost no more than ordinary oil.
Los Angeles Police calling all cars, attention all cars, cancellation broadcast 25 regarding a shooting on Echo Park Avenue. Suspect is now in custody. That's all. Rose and Cliff.
Calling All Cars is written and produced by William N. Robeson. The orchestra is under the direction of Frederick Stark. This is Frederick Lindsley saying good night for the Rio Grande Oil Company.